And we're live. Welcome. I hope everyone is doing okay tonight. I have to shut down my. Hold on just a second. I was in the middle of doing something and I realized that I was late for my live stream. I hope you guys are doing okay tonight. I'm doing pretty good myself. Let's see if I can get this camera to focus a little bit. Let's see. Let's welcome everybody into the live stream. We got CG Anime Fan. Welcome, CG Anime Fan. Hope you're doing okay. He says that hope everyone's been having a really good weekend. And my number one fan, Marty Baker, is on. What are you doing tomorrow? I'm doing something different than I'm doing today. Invisible River Ranch, welcome. Got his new cat and babysitting. Good. Well, today is Sunday, and we went to church this morning and had a good day at church. And then I came over here to where my office is, and I did a little bit of work on some consoles that I bought over the weekend. If you will forgive me, I'm going to have a snack while we're in the live stream. This is Grandma's Cookies, and they are not sponsored, by the way. But I am diabetic, so my sugar is a little bit low right now, and so I need to have a little something that's sugary in order to give me a little bit of a pick-me-up. So that's what I'm going to do. But tonight, I'm going to share with you some information from my weekend. Yesterday, I went out yard selling. Carol did not go yard selling with me because, excuse me, a mouthful of food, because she was actually doing a yard sale for her group called That Animal Group. It's called TAG. They rescue cats mainly, but they will rescue any kind of animal. And so they were doing a yard sale. With That Animal Group. So I made a little video of my haul from yesterday. I had a really good day yard selling. CG says, I hope that I had, he says he hopes that I had fun. I did have fun. I picked up a lot of really good things, which I'm going to share with you here in just a second. What am I doing next weekend? I don't know. Is that the family reunion? So let me go ahead and open that up while I eat my cookie. And I'll share this video with you of my haul from this weekend. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right. So here is my haul from today, Saturday, the 7th of July. The biggest haul I've ever gotten of these whiskey bottles. These are vintage from the 60s. Every one of them is dated on the bottom. Let's see if I can show you the dates on this one. See, that one actually says 1970 on it. Most of these are 60s, Some of them are 70s. They don't go past that. They're all antiques. So these are all collectible whiskey bottles, and they're all different. See, that one's Jim Beam. So I'll just kind of let you see the different different whiskey bottles. There's this New Hampshire one. That one is a lion. Its head is taped on. There's 3 of these. There's Reno, Pied Piper, Thailand, Indianapolis. There's Bob Hope, 1973. There is Baseballs. Baseball's 100th anniversary. The great state of Virginia? I think so. Maine. The great state of Maine. Germany. Ezra Brooks. That's a parrot. There's one more of those and one more of those. So there's 3 total of those. There's another Germany. Different kind though. Different Germany. I really like this one. It's AMVETS, American Veterans. Korea, World War II. This is the only one that didn't have its lid. And this is Pennsylvania. Shout out to Rat's Stash in Pennsylvania. And there's one that looks like it's milk glass. There's a chili guy, International Chili Society. Florida, seashell. Seashell on the back. Mother of pearl. Miami Beach. There's 2 of these Arizona ones. 2 of those. This real colorful gold colored one. Not sure if that can be washed off or if that, no, I think that's where the gold has just fallen off. Black Hills, Mount Rushmore. There's a neat little, looks like a genie bottle. Pied Piper. World Soccer, Munich, 1974. That one's got a pheasant on it. Yellowstone, Old Faithful. Statue of Liberty, New York. And that one is blue. Hawaii, Aloha. Here's a General Franco Villa. He can lose his head. Gotta be careful with him. There's a clown one. Ezra Brooks, number 2. There's another one of those. Looks like a genie bottle. There's one, neat looking one. There's one. Antioch, looks like a wheat penny. United States of America, looks like a coin. Liberty Head. 95th Preakness. See, it says U.S. Army open mess. So it was bought on a military installation. And that's some kind of race course. This one is interesting. It's a golf ball. A golf club. There's another decorative one. There's someone riding on a horse. And another gold decorative one. But so there's a couple more over here. This says Alabama. The great state of Alabama salutes the United States on the occasion of the bicentennial. And on this side it says 1776 to 1976, American Revolution Bicentennial. And that's Alabama specific. Here's a Jim Beam, 25th Ralph Edwards Annual Truth of Consequences Fiesta, Reno, Nevada, London Bridge, and another Reno. So that all came from thrift store, and I paid $150 for all of them. So here's the other stuff I got from yard sales. I got this PlayStation 4 set up here. I paid $30 for this PlayStation 4 with the two controllers and the holder, and paid $20 for this Guitar Hero, and then paid $65 for this 360 console, but it came with a bunch of games over here. These games have all their manuals, but they're missing their cases, but the games are all here with the manuals. Not any, super fantastic games. There's Need for Speed for original Xbox. There's Need for Speed Underground for original Xbox, Grand Theft Auto, Rock Band, and Halo for 360, Grand Theft Auto 5, and UFC Trainer and Connect. And so those all came with the Xbox 360 down here that I paid $65 for, and it also came with this manual for Grand Theft Auto to show you how to win the game. Got that Guitar Hero for Xbox 360. The guitar, the drums, everything is in there. And so I got a really good deal on that, $20. And I should be able to get about $180, $190 for that. Got this other PS4 for $20. So I got two PS4s today, so I scored pretty good. Got that one for $30 with the two controllers. Got the Xbox 360, the PS4 with the two controllers for $30, 360 for $65, and this one for $20, the PS4. These are the PS4 Pros too. And also got this stack of games for $30. So there's some pretty good ones in here. Tomb Raiders, The Division, Colossus, Shadow Warrior, Battlefield 4, Second Limited Sun, Battlefield, Destiny, Watch Dogs, Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, Killzone, Red Dead, Thief, and Walking Dead. So those were all $30, those video games. And then I got this stack of Lego sets. They're all complete Lego sets. They have their manuals, and they each came in its own little box. Some of them are put together, but I got all these Legos for $40. I don't know, I haven't priced them out yet, but each one of them is complete, and they have the booklets. I don't see a booklet in that one, but they are ready to put together. And that may be the booklet for this set right here. And then this. I think it may go with this one. And this race car. And that. So all those were $40. Paid $5 for this little Mario car. I've sold one of those before. They sell for about $35 to $40. Got this board here, this I forget what it's called. It's a Behringer receiver, received and designed by Behringer, Germany, and it's a mixing board. These things are pretty valuable. I picked that up for $20, and I think I can sell it for about $150. Got this Sony tape recorder for $5. Probably get about $30 for that. And I got these two. The bottom one is a DVD VHS player. The top one is just a VHS player. But he said that they both work, so we'll find out. Also got this Flea Market. I've sold a few Flea Market houses. These are for the Christmas villages, and they sell pretty good. They're about $45 to $50. I paid $5 for that one. And then this bubblegum dispenser. It's a 2-head bubblegum dispenser. Looks like it's a little bit of an older one. Came with the key. I already consulted Gumball Gold about this, and he said that I need to sell it because it is an older one and you can't put a 50-cent mechanism in it, and it only will hold candy. So it's not designed for gumballs, it's just designed for candy. So he said you would lose money trying to sell candy out of it at the prices of candy now. And I also got this train set pieces parts. There's train tracks, station, and then several cars in here. I paid $10 for this. It's got the engine in it. Don't know if it works or not, but I figured I couldn't go wrong for $10. So pretty good haul overall. Really good amount of stuff for a weekend. Now let's get to listing. So that was my haul over the weekend yesterday. I did pretty good. Now, telling you about those PlayStation 4s, one of the PlayStation 4s would not load games. So I did a search on YouTube and found that there is a real easy fix to that. All you have to do is turn this screw inside the console, and it fixes it. It fixed it perfect for me, so now it works just great. And the other one, when I bought it, the one that was $30, the one that was $20 was the one that wouldn't accept games. It works perfectly now. But the one that was $30, he told me when I bought it that it ran real loud. And sometimes when they run real loud like that, what that means is that the thermal paste is old or something like that, and it's having to work harder to cool the system down. And so the fan is having to work much harder in order for it to keep the system cool. So what I ended up doing on that today was I took it completely apart, replaced the thermal paste, put it back together, and now it works just fine. I had to reset it, but it works great. So no problem. CG said his health has gotten better. I'm so glad to hear that, CG. I was a little bit concerned about you last weekend. I think that was the second weekend in a row you said that you had some issues. So I'm glad that you're feeling better now. Marty says this family reunion is on the 14th, and CJ says it looks like I got some cool stuff. Yeah, I did get a lot of cool stuff, and really excited about the stuff that I did get. Now, there was one thing that was on the video that I didn't talk about. It was a set of VHS tapes for Shirley Temple. There's 3 VHS tapes. And so I paid $1 for that. I'm thinking maybe I can get about 15 to 20 bucks for that. Jack, welcome. It's good to see you on here. He says, hey, cowboy, how you doing? Good to see you, man. And then Badlands Bandit, good to see you on here as well. I hope you're doing well this Sunday afternoon. He says, hello, Sam and Retire Inspired Nation. Happy Sunday evening to everyone. Well, it was a wet and rainy day here in Montgomery, Alabama today, so we have just been having to stay inside, can't get out much. It rained all night long, so it was a real rainy evening. But my booth has been doing extremely well. I'm very, very happy with it. I'm going to share a video with you today where I think I can pull it up. No, that's not it. Oops. Let's see. I did a video in my booth today. I recorded a video where the person bought a console. I sold a console today. I don't know if it'll show up when I pull up my thing, but I want to play that video for you if I can get it to come up. It was a younger person that bought it. Here it is. So I'll show you that. It might take a little bit to download, but in the meantime, I can share with you my vendor login from the booth. So let me share that with you. Okay, so this is my vendor login here with the booth, and let's see if that it was an Xbox One that sold. I don't know if it'll show up yet or not, but because it was late in the afternoon when it sold, so it probably is not going to be on today's. But here we go. Looks like we had a lot of sales on the 7th, which was yesterday. We had a Sound of Music record. Another record, they didn't identify what the name of that record was. And I need to share this with you. Okay. Can you see that? Okay, now you can see it. So, here's sales from the last week. So, Sound of Music record sold for $24. That was a soundtrack from the Sound of Music. Another record, it doesn't say what it was, sold for $14. Hot Wheels for $8. Ghostbusters car, that's one of the die-cast, one of the smaller ones, sold for $7. A comic sold for $4, and then 2 VHS tapes sold for $4. So that was $61 in that one day. So that was a pretty good day. And on the 4th, I sold some Hot Wheels for $15. And on the 3rd, the guy that got the PlayStation 4, he paid it off and got it off of layaway. Now, I did find out that on the layaway, that's only available for store employees. It's not available for everybody. So that makes me feel a little bit better. On the 2nd, I sold a DVD for $5. And on the 1st of this month, I sold a 79-piece China set for $130 and a 1957 die-cast for $35. So total sales as of yesterday was $391.50. And so today I know I sold at least one item. That was that Xbox One console. It was a Forza Motorsports console. So when you push the button to turn it on, it sounds like an engine revving up of a race car. So that's a special edition Xbox One. But that sold today, and it was $145. It was $150 with 10% off. So they got $15 off. So so that was a pretty good deal. That's going to raise my total up to over $450. So I'm excited about that, and I'm really excited about going forward with the booth. The Flea Market booth is really doing well. So Invisible River says, "All righty," and yes, So I also had a very big weekend with eBay. So I'll share some of that with you too. eBay has really been doing good lately also. So let's go to my sales. If you remember a couple of weekends ago, I showed you a camera and it sold over the weekend. That camera I picked up for $20 and it sold over the weekend for $445, and here it is. So this Sony CyberShot, I was thinking about getting this or keeping this for myself and using it to make my videos with YouTube, but I realized it doesn't have an external jack for a microphone, so it's not really good to. It's a good camera, but not really good for YouTube. That's the camera right there. That's the video I took showing that it works. But that was my big sale of the weekend. I had some really good sales over the weekend. Today, it looks like I sold a Nintendo Wii U that I picked up at a yard sale also. I picked this one up for $40, and this is a Wii U bundle. It had the all the stuff that goes with it. I didn't take a video for this. I don't usually take a video for the video games, but right here is the actual console, and this is the gamepad that has a screen on it where you can play this without having a TV hooked up to it. And then there was also a Pro controller and two nunchucks, or chuckas is what they call it, I guess. But that sold for $166. So that was a really good sale also this weekend. And it looks like I sold a VTech cordless handset for $11.69. Not a very big sale. And I sold a DVD called Gotham City, and it was brand new, unopened, 2 discs, sold for $16.20. And a set of base and a pair of basic Asics shoes. I sell shoes every now and then. Don't sell a whole lot of shoes, but these shoes sold for $46.80. I picked these up at a yard sale. They were brand new, but the box they didn't have the box with them. So, correction, they did have the box. So these were new in the box, and I picked them up at a yard sale for $5 and sold them for $46.80. So that was a pretty good turnaround on that. Also picked up this Leapfrog leap pad. I picked up about 3 of these at a yard sale. There were 3 different kinds of these. Some of them, 2 of them were higher dollar ones, and one was just not real valuable. But this is one of the higher ones. It was $40.50, and I picked up this at a yard sale. All 3 of them actually at a yard sale for $10. So I'm hoping that the other 2 will sell soon. Also, these haven't been listed for very long. They're fairly new listings. And when I was going to my Hot Wheels to put out in my booth, I ran across this one, and I saw that it had some value to it, so I sold it. I listed it. This is the Hot Wheels stuff that I bought from my friend George. I bought the whole um, uh, lot of his diecast and Hot Wheels, and this one sold for $40.50. I paid $850 total for everything that was um, in that storage unit, but it worked out pretty good. So Invisible River says, what happened with the electric bike? Well, the guy he ghosted me. He never contacted me back. I was trying to get hold of him, and he just ghosted me. So wasn't able to get the electric bike, unfortunately. So I'm going to share with you some of my sales. The last 31 days, the sales have been pretty good, averaging about $5,000 a month every 30 days. $5,043 is the last 31 days. And so there were $340 in taxes and fees. Selling costs was $1,494, and my net sales was $3,209.28. I sold 62 items at an average sales price of $81.35. Usually my average sales price is around $70 to $75, so that's a little bit of an increase from previous times. But let's see what it looked like for the month. So video games took the lead for this month at $1,601.27. Cameras and photos was second, $718. Collectibles was $397. Consumer electronics was $253. Toys and hobbies $163, and so on and so forth. And this is a chart for the entire month, the entire 30 days. I had some really slow days. This one was $33.71 on May 9th. May 10th was $46.41. Then May 11th, I had zero sales at all. So there were days that I just did not have any sales at all. But then there were several days where the sales were in the $300 to $400 range. So that made up for the days where there were no sales. Here's one at $397, May 24th. May 27th was $398. May 28th was $348. May 30th was $397. Then June 2nd was $432. Then I had a couple low days, and then we had another big high day, which was June 7th, yesterday. And that's when I had the sales of $568.30, which included the camera. And then today's sales were $201.62. So you can see that the store is alive and well. It's doing really good. Very happy with my sales. Now, I did look at a potential place where I could do some business, and I took a video of that as well. Let's see if I can share that with you. There is a vacant building. It was a ballet studio. Let's see if my video has downloaded yet. Yep, looks like it might have. Okay, here we go. This is my sale for today. Hold on just a second. I told you I'd share this video with you. So this was my sale, my big sale today at the flea market booth. What she's talking about, the woman wants to see if she can offer me 120 for it instead of 145 for it because they're getting it on a 10% off anyway. And the sales lady is telling her that she can make a call. So this is the Xbox One, the Forza Motorsport that sold today, and I sell it, bundles. She's asking if what happens if they get it home and it doesn't work. And the salesperson is telling them that all the consoles are tested, but if they have any problems, to let us know. So that was my big sale for today, and so I'm really happy with the way the flea market booth is going, and I'm really happy with how the eBay store is doing. The sales are good. I'm making good money in both places. So what I thought about doing is I might just go ahead and keep that candy machine and put it in my booth and fill it with candy and see if I can make any money out of it. So what do you guys think? Do you think it would be worth it, or would I just be wasting my time putting candy in it? I already know Gumball Gold's answer to that. He told me that I needed to sell it in my booth for as much as I could get for it, and then and just walk away from it. So we are pretty early in the live stream tonight, but I wanted to ask you guys: is there anything that you guys would like to talk about? Because this live stream is not all just about me; it's also about you guys, and I'd like to hear any ideas that you have of things that you might want to talk about. Invisible River says sales are up. And Jack says I'd find small capsules and put prizes in that machine if you can change the price. Well, according to Gumball Gold, you can't put those capsules in this machine. It only takes loose candy because of the mechanism that is in it. But yeah, that's a great idea, and that's something I had asked him about because I was thinking, that's probably something I could do. But I don't know if I want to, and I can't do that because it won't take the capsules. It would be just like putting bubble gum in it. It wouldn't go through. Invisible River says, as long as you're happy doing it. Yeah, and I am happy. I'm having a good time doing the reselling thing. It's not a job for me because there's no pressure. It's a retirement side hustle for me. And I think Invisible River, you mentioned before that you were retired as well, and that you have a side hustle going on with your ranch. So, so you know, it's something that I enjoy doing. It's fun, And I'm actually having so much fun doing this that I'm ignoring my rental houses where I could be making even more money. But yeah, I need to um, maybe spend a little bit less time with this and a little bit more time with the rental houses, because I've got 3 vacant houses right now, and I've got to get at least one of them listed on Airbnb. Now, the other one is already listed on Airbnb, but I had a group of people that moved out, and they are no longer in the house. So it's going to take a little bit more of a deep cleaning, since they were there for so long. They were there about 9 months, maybe 10 months. Actually, they were there pretty close to a year. So I'm going to have to go through, and I'm going to have to give it a very deep cleaning. The bathrooms are going to have to be really scoured with very, good cleaning materials. And so I'm going to have to do that. And I'm going to have to replace the table because they busted some of the chairs. I'm going to have to replace a couple of beds because they busted the box springs in a couple of beds. But and there's a couple of windows on the back porch. It's got a like a nice little sitting area on the back porch, and there's these small windows that I'm going to have to replace the glass that got knocked out. So that's going to be something I've got to do in order to get it rented out. Let's see. We'll catch up on the comments here. CG says he was eating dinner, but he is back now. I'm glad you're back, CG. Marty Baker, what did you eat for supper? I haven't eaten supper yet. All I had was these cookies. That's why I had to eat these cookies, because I was having a little bit of a low sugar with my diabetes. CG said he had some snacks. Oh, okay. Marty was asking what CG had for supper. And CG says he likes my shirt. Thank you very much. Invisible River said he used to have 2 houses. It was just too much. I can understand that. Karen Roman, welcome to the live stream. It's good to see you on here. I am in Montgomery, Alabama, and I am originally from Alabama. I was born and raised here, but I have been in the military and served the country and been around the world a few times. Went to the Philippines. I spent 3 years in the Philippines, and then my next duty assignment was in Kansas at McConnell Air Force Base in Kansas. That's where my oldest daughter was born. And so I've been around the country. Actually, I was gone from the South for so long that I actually lost my Southern accent. I don't know if you can tell or not, but I have a Southern accent. It came back, but I lost my Southern accent completely when I was out of the state for so long. And so when I came back, I was listening to other people talk, and I was thinking, man, these people have some real bad Southern draws. Especially when I was, listening to my parents and my family members talk, and I was like, why didn't I ever realize, the Southern draws that they had? It's because I had one too, and I have one now again. CG says, I love cookies. And Jack says, sure wish I was close. I'd fix all that up for you. Excellent maintenance, man. Knower of all things. I wish you were close. Where are you, Jack? So Karen is in New Jersey. And what made you join our live stream tonight, Karen? Can you tell us a little bit about yourself? And, are you a reseller, or is that what drew you into the live stream tonight? Or is there another reason? Did you just come across my channel? Invisible River says he is originally from New Jersey, and Jack is in Illinois. And of course, we know that Invisible River is in Arizona, as well as our good friend Chuck Jacobs. Welcome, Chuck. I'm glad to see you on here. Chuck says hi to everyone. He just got here. Better late than never. It always is better late than never, isn't it? But Yeah, I was going over my my booth, my booth sales, and they're really doing good so far this week. In just the first week of this month, I have over $450 in sales, uh, pretty close to having $500 in sales from my flea market booth. That's pretty good. So if I do that again this week, then I'll have $1,000 in sales in just 2 weeks period. And that's about what my sales were the last 2 weeks. So Karen says she's a retired lady and she resells on eBay. Well, I am so glad that you joined us tonight, Karen. I am a retired guy, and I sell on eBay, but I also do several other little side hustles. If you're new to my channel, I have right now I have 3 Airbnbs. I have 5 rentals, 5 regular rental houses, and eBay. And then I just opened up a flea market booth. So I'm probably busier now than I was when I was working, but I'm a retired social worker. I was a master's level social worker. I worked for the state of Alabama, and I was actually the state director for the Adult Protective Services program, which I'm very proud of that I was able to do that. Um, for 25 years, I worked for the state of Alabama and was able to get a pension from that, and so that is pretty good. Now, I don't know what your particular situation is, Karen, if you really need to do the reselling because you need the extra income, or if you're doing the reselling because you just want to have something to do and it's a nice little side hustle. But I'm so glad that you joined me. I hope that you subscribed because of a video that you saw, and if you did, tell me what video you saw. I'm really interested in that. So Invisible River says it was 100 degrees Fahrenheit today there in Arizona. That is hot. Now we have hot here in Alabama too, but our hot is humid and it's worse than the western heat, the 100-degree temperatures in the desert. I don't like this hot, humid weather that we have here in Alabama. If I could escape it, I would. But but I do have a lot of grass cutting to do. I'm supposing that you're saying that you have a lot of grass cutting to do, but I have a lot of grass cutting as well. So I have to cut at right now. I'm thinking about 5 yards, no, 6 yards that I'm having to cut every 2 weeks during the summertime when it's raining a lot and when the grass is growing really fast. Invisible River says, soon as sun sets, it will be nice, big drop in temperature. Yeah, I know it gets cold in the desert at night. Karen says, you're a real hustler. Wow, side hustle. And yes, I need the income. So it is a really great side hustle, being able to do eBay. It's a lot of fun for me to do this. My wife, and this is something me and my wife do. We go out yard selling on Saturdays, and that's really the only day that we really get to spend the entire day together. We go out yard selling on Saturdays, and we just kind of go around the area here in Montgomery. But there's a city close to here called Prattville, and they post their all their yard sales on Craigslist, which also shows up on an app called Yard Sale Treasure Hunter. I don't know if you use that for your yard sale hunting, but I use that Yard Sale Treasure Hunter in order to find the yard sales, and it has been really good for finding yard sales. But the only caveat to that is that they have to be posted on Craigslist in order for them to show up on Yard Sale Treasure Hunter. And the reason that they're posted on Craigslist in Prattville and not in Montgomery, because in Prattville, they're required to get a permit in order to have a yard sale. In Montgomery, they're not required to have a permit. So the only way that they would get on the yard sale treasure hunter would be if they actually posted it on Craigslist themselves. Karen says she is not a heat person. I mostly froze here coming from living in South Florida for 35 years. Desert isn't much compared to South Florida heat and humidity. I agree. I can take the desert heat a lot better. When I was in the military, I'm also a retired Air Force, not active duty full time. I was active duty for about 10 years total active duty, and then I got out of active duty, and about 2 years later, I decided to go back in the reserves. So I joined the Air Force Reserves, and I spent about maybe 8 or 9 more years in the reserves, and then I went to the National Guard, and I finished up my time in the National Guard. So I was able to finish up my time and qualify for a retirement from the National Guard. But the only thing about that is the my wife is calling me. I need to message her and let her know that I am on live stream. So she is calling me, but yeah, so I was able to get a retirement from the National Guard, but the only thing about the National Guard retirement is, that you with the National Guard retirement, you don't get to collect it till you're 69 and a half, or I'm sorry, until you're 59 and a half for me, because I retired and I did some time overseas in a war zone. So I was able to take off some of that time and apply it toward my retirement. But I will be drawing that when I turn 59 and a half. I'm 57 right now, and once I turn 59 and a half, I'll be able to draw a military pension. So that is exciting. I got distracted here. I was looking at my phone. I just saw where the person that bought that camera for $500 something dollars has sent a cancellation request. So that stinks. So I'm going to lose a sale. That $450 sale. They asked for a cancellation, so I'm going to have to send them a cancellation. Oh well, you can't win them all. It'll sell again. I'm sure it will, because I've already had one person cancel. Jack says he's running comps on cassettes and making lots. So lame. LOL. That's not lame. As long as you're making money, that's good. Jack, for those of you who don't know Jack, he is a reseller, and he sells on eBay as well. So Jack is, I guess he's a full-time reseller. Are you retired, Jack, or are you still working? Are you part-time, or are you doing eBay full-time? Just concerned about that. Invisible River says Tucson has an Air Force base. Okay, what's the name of the Air Force base in Tucson? I didn't realize that there was one there. Thank you for all your service. Thank you, Jack. Jack says, oh no, yeah, oh no. It happens. Jack says, oh, I got a neutral feedback for not good pics. You look at these pics and tell me what you think. So that's pretty petty. Someone giving you a neutral feedback for the pictures, unless they're saying that the pictures that you took didn't really reflect what the item was or what it looked like. Military pension, like one more side hustle. Yeah, except you don't have to do anything for the pension. It's pretty much what they call mailbox money. Someone once introduced me to that term, and that's what happens when money goes to your mailbox and you don't have to really do much for it. So I've heard the term mailbox money, but in my case, it goes directly to my account, so it's not really mailbox money. Jack says, I'm on temporary disability waiting CPL more surgeries. Been off since July 22nd. Okay. Well, I'm very sorry that you're having to go through that. That's not easy to go through the having surgeries and being off on temporary disability. Davis Motham Air Force Base. Okay. I don't think I've ever been to that one. Big aircraft boneyard and an air base. Okay. I've heard of it, but I didn't realize it was there in Arizona. F-16s fly around. Okay. Item number. You look at them pics. Tell me what you think. Well, I'll take a look at them and I will definitely let you know what I think about them. Jack, I think that's at least it's not a negative feedback, because I hear that eBay will not remove a negative feedback unless they have violated some type of policy of eBay's. So, so yeah, it stinks that eBay won't remove negative feedbacks. It's very rare that you can get a feedback removed. Now, I have had where I sent a request to the person who left the feedback to revise their feedback, because you can send a revision request, and I have done that. And I've also, for those who would not remove any negative feedback or would not remove negative feedback, I just left a comment, like, explaining that the person either didn't contact me or didn't let me know that because I do have free returns. So if somebody has any issues with anything that I sell them, they can always return that item for a full refund. So um, I can't, I don't understand why people want to do that, but I think some people are just mean spirited and they want to just leave negative feedback because they can. It's like, they become real big and bold behind the keyboard. And so that's when they take out their frustrations on other people. So they got lots of old planes out there at Davis Motham. Okay. They're all parked perfectly. And Davis Motham is the home of the A-10 Warthogs. Jack says, shouldn't be a neutral. Them pics show everything. Yeah, that some people are just picky and petty. The paint and the cannon was more damaged than I anticipated. Was hard to see from the photos provided. That was his feedback. Okay. So, if he didn't like the item that you sent him, he should have just opened a return. But at least, the silver lining in all of this is that you didn't get a negative. So neutral, while it's not great to have a neutral, it's not a neutral feedback is not going to hurt you. So that's a good thing about that. Why did he bid? Oh, you did it on an auction. So that's an interesting thing that you brought up there about auctions. Do any of y'all do auctions that do the selling, reselling? Do you do auctions? Because I very rarely do any auctions. If I do an auction, it is because it's something that's really rare and hard to find. But that would be the only reason that I would do an auction. It's not everyone, it's just the few. Yep, that's right. Uber rides are like that. Oh, do you do Uber? Invisible River? Because I did Uber for a very short period of time. I just got on it to see what it was like. So I um, I got all signed up as an Uber driver, and so I got started, and I did it for about a 2 week period, just for the experience. And I had a couple of really, I think I think Tigger is about to jump down on me again. He's going to try to scare me. But anyway, I think I had one uh, really petty person leave negative feedback. Everybody else was very positive, and they left me tips and everything. So it was overall a very positive experience. Oh, here we go. At least he didn't knock me off this time. I should have I should have prepared for him. um so yeah. I had just that one negative feedback, and the rest were all positive. So it was a good experience overall for me. Jack says, I get that it's not a negative, but I do my best to show issues and everything else right. I understand. I don't like getting neutral feedback either. Um, have I talked to your mom about your PlayStation 4 remote controller? No, no, I haven't. She hasn't asked me about them. Um, I do them just because I hope I'll get a banger someday. I didn't know you did Uber. Well, that's a really interesting thing. So you have a little bit of a side hustle there on top of doing eBay. Invisible River says he used to also 7 years. Wow. Where is your cat tonight? I guess I don't know if you got to see him when he came down here, but he nearly knocked me off of my live stream. 15,000 wait, did it 15,000 rides? Wow. That is a lot. So you've been doing it for a long time. Karen says she doesn't do auctions. She'll think about it. I don't do them either. I'm not going to do them unless I run into an item that is just very rare, a very rare item that you just don't run into. Is Tigger a reseller? He likes to think he is. He wants to get up on my listing table, and when I'm trying to take pictures, he wants to get up there and just sit there for me to take pictures of him because he is the center of attention. Invisible River says sometimes they come in bunches like grapes. Yep, he does. He does love me. I think he likes being on camera too. I really do. I think he's a camera hog. Look how cute he is. Look at that face. Look at that face. See, he's got that tipped ear because he's a rescue cat. And they tip their ears before they release them back in the neighborhood so that you'll know that they've been spayed and neutered. Now my camera's going wild. Come back here, camera. Come back here. I think Tigger has just disrupted my live stream again for another live stream. He loves to disrupt my live streams. Jack says he hate people. I wouldn't Uber unless it was a mute. Now that is hilarious. But for the 2 weeks that I did it, most of the people that I picked up, they really weren't interested in conversations, and I didn't start conversations with them because I heard that if you're an Uber driver and you start having conversations with your riders, that they get annoyed because they're not there to talk to you, and most of them don't want to talk to you. So the only time I would speak to my passengers would be if they started the conversation. So other than the basic questions, that you might need to ask. Marty says, "How's my aunt doing?" She's doing good. She's doing good. She just tried to call me a minute ago. I had to send her a message and let her know I was doing a live stream. Invisible River says he was full-time Uber and Lyft for 7 years. Wow. And my brother Brad decided to join the live stream. It's good to see you on here, Brad. I hope you're doing well. We need to talk. We've got to resolve some things. Jack says LOL, and Jack says to show their fix. Yeah, they tip the ear to show their fix. His tail is so skinny. Yeah, his tail is. It looks like the hair is coming off of his tail. So, yeah. I don't know if he's got fleas or if something else is going on. Good seeing you. Good seeing you too. Some are like that. Yep. Some of those Uber passengers are real beeholes. What a sweet face. I have 4. I feed a stray outside my yard, tipped ear as well. Invisible River says, unless they talk first. Yeah, that was my rule of thumb. I wouldn't say anything to them unless they spoke first. So if they wanted to have a conversation, now I did have a conversation with a couple of them that were very talkative, but they always started the conversation. I never started that conversation with them because I always heard that if you are too talkative, that they will let you know in the feedback. Marty says, hey to Brad. And Invisible River says, it's cute. So I have been on my hour, and so I think I'm going to call it a night and get ready for my week. I've got some items that I need to ship out tomorrow. Unfortunately, I have one fewer items than I thought I was going to have, and that was a big one. So let me get on my phone and cancel this. Look at that face. Look at that sweet little face. So let me get on my phone and cancel this order and say goodbye. Let's see. Invisible River says he had one lady ask if we were going back to the crash. I said no. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you later, Uncle Sam. Good night, Marty. Have a good one, buddy. We'll see you next time around. I hope you can come back next week. By the way, if you're new watching this, I am on live every Sunday night from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. I hope everyone has a really good week. And so I should be back next Sunday at 7:30, and I can give you guys some more updates on my flea market booth and my eBay store, and maybe I'll have some updates on my Airbnbs as well. I hope so. I did show one of the houses today to someone who's wanting to rent it for like 6 or 8 months. So I may be renting that one out instead of doing it as an Airbnb just temporarily. So yeah, but I guess I will see all of you on the next one next Sunday. Chuck, I want to thank you for being on here. Invisible River, CG Anime Fan, and welcome a new person on the live stream, Karen Roman. I hope you can come back next week, Karen. I appreciate your comments on today's live stream. You had some really good comments, and I'm really interested hearing more about your store. And I would love to look at your store. So send me a link to your store, and I'll check it out. Jack Good to have you on here, Marty Baker. Invisible River Ranch, Brad. Good to have you on here. We need to talk. And let's see. Hope I didn't miss anybody. Did I get CG Anime Fan? I think I did. Thank you for being on here. I appreciate it. Just thank you all. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being on my live streams. It's always good to be able to share information with you guys and to see how you guys are doing. I feel like you guys are family, and you guys are consistent. You're always on here, and it's good to see you. So hopefully will see you on the next one next Sunday. And I'm going to get off of here for now, but I will see you next time. Love you guys. Bye-bye.